Hi there.
Greetings and welcome back to Roman of the Empire. No, I am not dead. They drug me back out of the grave to do the show. So here we are, a couple weeks down, a lot of pop culture news, some of it good, some of it generally horrible. I am going to start the show tonight with a joke. And I'm gonna get Joker, you're gonna be the recipient of the joke. You're gonna be the one who responds to the joke. So despite despite my rules before the show, I'm going to do this anyway. Hey, Joker. Yes, Roman.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes, Roman.
What did juror number 7 say to juror number 12?
Is this over yet?
No. Not yet. Hail Hydra. Okay, and that's the joke.
I don't.
All right. So tonight, and because of that, you all have to see this. So I did tease that if we hit 500, then Beard will go topless. He is unaware of this arrangement, but it's actually written into his contract. He just doesn't know it yet. So
be the first time.
Always read the fine print.
Just be aware.
If Beard takes off his shirt, we'll see the roots of his beard that penetrate down below. You know.
Oh, the body beard. The body beard. Yes, that's exciting. That's. I mean, we're getting into a whole new thing.
Tease me with that shit.
So let's do our introductions and then dive into this week's cesspool of pop culture stuff. He is my partner on this channel. He is my wingman. He once stopped me from carpet bombing Skywalker Ranch because Kathleen Kennedy has already destroyed it. He is Shieldwall of Dragons. Welcome back, my friend. I have missed you.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, it's good to be back. After the concrete apocalypse.
Yes.
Yes.
And, what you guys can't see right now is from the waist down, Roman is permanently embedded in concrete.
Yes, he's got concrete shoes on.
I can't actually move now. It's a little horrifying, not gonna lie.
He's got the cement house slippers on.
Just like my relatives.
Yep, exactly. But anyway, it's great to be back. Lots of topics to cover tonight. Great to be here. Great panel. So happy to be back.
Right on, my friend, and it's good to see you. He is the nemesis of the Dark Knight, the scourge of Gotham. He is Joker Voice. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
I'm just peachy keen today. It's a special day. We got the arrival of Gyra, number 1.
Oh, yes.
And yes,
here.
Yes, we all. Oh, here we go. Where am I?
Yeah. Let me blow you up with your. Oh, you got like the whole package.
I blow things up.
Shirt.
I blow things up.
Joker. Now I am jealous. The dripper voice.
See, now we know. Even though Roman is back, we know what you've missed all this time. That's right, folks.
Damn it.
Scissors.
Oh. See, no one missed that. No one ever has missed this ever in the history.
They didn't. We did.
I missed. I go away for a little while. I mean, I know. Like
Hey,
I don't know. Our audience has wandered off. I've come back. There's like a deserted island. You freaks are on it. Someone ate Jacob Ironside. No one knows what happened to him. So
It
it's
was a
just gotten really weird.
Raccoons.
yeah.
It's like fucking cannibalism here. Oh Lord.
A tornado of raccoons.
Yeah, he's gonna wake up in Oz.
Raccoon.
How do we combine? How do we combine
Racnado,
raccoon
yeah.
and tornado?
Yeah,
Racnado?
Racnado.
Racnado, yeah, because otherwise
Racnado.
we might say something that is not appropriate for
Yeah.
Accepted.
How Mando saved the show.
This is the way. Books, games, or movies. She is armored up and ready to fight. She is Untamed Mando. Welcome back, Mando. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in like 75 weeks. So, it's been a very long time. It's been a long time.
It's been a minute, yeah, and I traveled last week, a friend of mine's wedding. I got to also hang out with my friend Dreaming Tabitha and also my friend Wicked Virtue in Florida. Yeah, they both are cool. And I'll be traveling again this weekend because my nieces decided they wanted to grow up and graduate high school. I told them that they should stay in elementary school, but what do I know?
Busy, busy.
Right. And then also like the Dallas meetup, I'm still like, it's still kind of a toss up if I'm going to go to the Dallas meetup. I'm kind of leaning towards a yes, but we'll see how my wallet feels after this next trip.
Yeah, got it. No, I would love to go to another one. I can't currently justify a trip to Dallas as well because Mrs. of the Empire would actually castrate me as opposed to just virtually castrating me. Musician, pop culture aficionado, man of the people, man who has been on 57 YouTube streams this week. He is Sammy Threepeat. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Good. Never ends.
If you turn on 3 other YouTube channels right now, Sammy is also on their panel. It's really
I am.
impressive.
The joke is I cloned myself. And that's how it works.
How did you do that? You need to tell me your secret so I can do that.
I'll send you the recipe.
Is that the same one Palpatine
The
used?
world is not.
Yeah. It's just, somehow Sammy Threepeat has returned.
Except you'd be Snore, right? Instead of Snoke.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Time.
That was nice. You know what? I like it. I fell asleep and I still managed to be entertaining. So.
Oh, agreed. That was a great.
It was. Did you see it, Roman? I was answering him with my snores.
Oh no!
I don't know.
I don't know. Empire would not find that
entertaining.
It was a great thing. The panel couldn't handle me. I was having some real hot takes. Luckily, I turned off my camera. So.
Oh well, thank God. It's like Sleepy Sammy turned off the camera.
Yes.
Oh God. Jacob is being currently assaulted by a Racnado. I believe he called it the raccoon tornado. So Jacob is unable to be here tonight. If he can beam
that would
in
make
later,
an awesome Pokemon.
then you're right. It would be pretty good. Jacob,
that's your next thing. Make the Racnado.
Wait, where is the Ginger Ninja when we need him?
Oh, I know.
I know, right?
Well, actually, no. I was thinking of conscripting James for our next 8 weeks of fun, but I don't know if that's fair to James. I think that may be cruel. I like James. I know. We'll talk about it later.
It's like a giant raccoon with a tail for a tornado, and it spits tornado.
Jesus. Oh Lord, what happened? I don't even know what happened. I don't want to know what happened. I missed it. Oh, Squeak was there.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
His beard made more money than Furiosa over its opening weekend. He is Liberty. Welcome back, my friend. Good to have you in from patrolling the property so you can be with us tonight. How are you, my friend?
Thank you for inviting me back. I'm always confused as why people keep inviting me back. I don't get it, but thank you. I've kind of missed this. So
you won't be thanking me over the next 8 weeks, Beard. So at least
yeah.
This is your freebie. This is the freebie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance for what I'm going to do to you.
No, it's fine.
He is the man who knows all the things about all the things. He is the unbearable 73, the thad that shouldn't be, the official token purist. Matt, welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
All of it except my leg is great. There we go.
Accepted.
I'm 90% okay.
You're 90% okay. Well, I feel
the
bad
rest,
for
the rest of me
10%.
feels
That
like
isn't
it's
okay,
good,
but
90% of me is
oh
good.
dear God.
You know what? Squeaka
poor
keeps
Matt.
calling me Sammy Bear, and I might have a name change. I like it.
I'm not sure how to take that. So let's say hi to the good folks who are
I don't
out there
mind
right
sharing.
now. We've
So-
got our gal friend, the best mouse. It's Squeaka. Tolman has outlawed me from streaming with him because the heat from Mando and I. Tolman?
Ooh.
What the fuck is Tolman? Am I Tolman?
Roman.
Are we a Game of Thrones now?
Oh, now we need Jacob Ironside to put your face on a big toe.
Tolman's. Yeah, exactly. Squeaka,
Toll
why?
man of the Empire.
My
He's the
baseboard
Toll Man of the Empire.
has a hole just for you. This is getting uncomfortable. Hi, Steven. You're here.
It's
There's a
because
lot of
she's
you
a
are here
mouse,
right now.
You know,
Oh,
mouses.
it's because she's a mouse.
She's a
So
mouse.
Beard's white arms are blinding me. Our good friend JT Gunn.
Look at that.
What's up?
Yeah,
Cobra?
I know everyone. So that's I think
Copa!
that's all the. Is that all the peeps who aren't here? Who
Copa.
did someone just pop in?
Copa.
Copa!
Yo.
Copa de
Give me a
Beppo.
smile so I can feel it in my hip pocket.
So real quick, I have a question. Did I have a stroke or did you skip Dempsey in the intros?
Oh shit! I did skip Dempsey. I was gonna do him last, and then I fucking forgot completely. God,
And he's apparently stepped away right now, so you can't even do it.
I'm so fucking stupid.
You actually had to get rid of that ghost that was plaguing him.
All right, everybody.
That's right.
Give
I was
Roman some space.
literally going to go around. I was going to come back because he's the guest this week. You know, we actually have a guest. I'm
a breath.
retarded.
The stage is yours.
Hey, me too. We should form a club.
Or a panel.
He is the drunk poet whose mystical music has only killed one person we know of. He
Allegedly.
is Dempsey. It's meant to be sought out in court. How are you, my friend? And welcome back. Thank you for joining us after our brief hiatus. And there's a ghost.
No, it's been great. Things have been going actually really well around here. I just had a daughter graduate, and
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, she did all the work, but you know,
You did all the work and you paid all the money.
yes. But yeah, and now all the kids are on summer break, and things have lightened up a lot. I've been able to catch up on some things around the house, and yeah, I'm back. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I have a lot to say about these topics tonight.
There are a lot of things to be said about these topics. So without further ado, I think we'll jump right in here. No one gives a fuck what I did on my vacation. So I want to, we decided we had a talk first about how we're going to start this thing off. And because there's a lot, folks, there's a lot. There's a lot. So we come to the problem of Furiosa. And there's been a lot of discussion about this movie. Worst Memorial Day box office in 40 years. That's not a small.
I hadn't
feat.
even heard of this movie.
Has
Okay, I don't know
anybody
how
on the panel.
I don't
seen
know
it?
how that happened.
No.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Your memory is failing you, Randall, because we've talked about it on the show before.
Okay, yeah, my memory is just failing. Hey, I'm still in vacation brain.
So I mean, it's Helmsworth. It has the girl with the fish eyes. It's got the old guy who replaced the other old guy because he
She's
died.
hot.
Anna Joy Taylor, Anna Taylor Joy, whatever her fucking name is. It doesn't really
Anya
matter.
Taylor-Joy.
The movie's not doing
Her
well.
moves are great.
Did they give Chris
came out-
Hemsworth a prosthetic nose?
It came out
They-
4
yeah.
years too late. That's basically what happened,
Well-
in my opinion.
Be right back.
Yeah.
I have opinions about this. I think my biggest opinion probably has to do with this.
Oh, that
This
would have been
is what
so much
people-
better.
This is what people want to see. In my opinion, I'm going to throw that out there because I'm not an official critic. No one pays me to do anything, which is nice. You got burned after Mad Max Fury Road. A lot of people like that movie. I think it's actually a very entertaining movie, but it's not very much a Mad Max film. I think most people agree on that.
Well,
so you got that, and then you get a movie that is completely full forward, not a Mad Max film. And I know George Miller wants to have this amazing universe that he's trying to build. You know what? People who have money and go to movies want to see? They want to see this guy. They want to see Old Man Max. This is a guaranteed moneymaker. This isn't even like speculation that'll make money. This will be $1 billion film.
I agree with that money, but George Miller is not our slave. So he controls this character. He can make whatever movies he wants. People like
and they're not going to make money.
Setting, people like me who enjoy the setting. I have feelings when people told me I'm going to love this movie just by because I love the setting. Okay, so
I feel like this movie would have done more business if it had come out 10 years ago.
If it came out the year after Fury Road, it would have done better.
Well, it's got a female lead right now.
I would agree with
people
that.
hate that right off the bat.
Well, not only that. Sorry to interrupt, but we can say COVID now, I guess. The COVID economic crisis destroyed the box office. Regardless of bad movies or whatever, people are just used to not going to the movies anymore. They'd rather stream, they'd rather hang out with their friends.
But they will go if it's something they want to see. Right. There are movies that have proven that.
Right,
Oppenheimer
like
and Barbie prove that people will go to the movies.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
There's also examples. There's also examples. Spider-Man: No Way Home is another example of that. Maverick is another example of that.
Yeah.
But Matt is not completely wrong. This is a combination of things. It is a combination of the repercussions of the lockdowns, the rise of streaming, and frankly, a lot of films that have turned people off. Now, this is why I have said, and almost half the year in, I've been proven right. There will not be $1 billion film this entire calendar year. It won't happen.
Yeah,
and Joker is right. And not only that, Oppenheimer and Barbie, what they make, like 1.1 billion or whatever they made each. I don't remember offhand. But in 2017, they might have doubled that. The market, the market for
2019.
But the thing is, this movie is not drawing people in. They don't really give a fuck about it. It's just like I said, that's why you get the weakest summer box office in fucking 40 years.
Well,
I
have something to say about that too.
Well,
there's so many complicating things. I'm not trying to defend this specific movie, but the economic issues, the fact that your money is worth garbage, so you have to pay so much money.
I think that's a huge factor that people, because of pandemic, they got out of the habit of going to the theater. Then they realized that maybe the theater experience wasn't as great as they remember it, especially depending on where you live. If you go down there, it's like you got to fight through hordes. It's like Mad Max getting to the theater, and then you have to pay all this money, and if the movie turns out to be not that good, you only do that one or two times before you're like, all right, from now on, I'm going to make sure that this is a movie I really want to see before I go through all this effort.
So I know the critical drinker liked this movie. He said it was good, and actually I have no reason to doubt the drinker. He and he's been dead on for me. That's fine, but I don't care. The thing is, I'll watch it. I'll watch it when it's on streaming. It wasn't a movie that made me want to go to the theater to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
there aren't many of those anyway, but this certainly isn't one of them.
Right. And that's the main thing with modern movies is they live or die on word of mouth. Right. Because nobody trusts Hollywood to put out a good story anymore. Mm-hmm. So even when they do, if nobody's talking about it, nobody wants to go spend the money because it is incredibly expensive to go, especially if you got like kids you want to take with you. I mean, you're looking at like $100 with just a couple kids just for a movie and some
Yes.
popcorn.
Right.
100%
And
right.
so-
I'll give you an example, right? So now obviously I'm disabled, so I can't really go to the movies. But if I could, like for example, I ordered my groceries 2 days ago. I get a lot of yogurt for health reasons, right? That yogurt cost me 3 to 4 times as much this year as it would have even 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So what are we supposed to do if we're paying? I don't know what you guys eat or whatever. I'm assuming you guys eat try to eat healthy, but not too expensive. If whatever you bought for food this week cost 4 times as much money, well, there goes going to see Furiosa or going to see anything. Even if you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, they'll be
Well,
like, you going to the movies this weekend? Be like, dude, I paid $3 for an onion.
But
the
even
other
worse,
Right.
here's another one you don't talk about, and this is going to be a slightly political topic, but you have to say it. A lot of movie theater, like the higher population areas we concentrate in this country, right, tend to be controlled by Democrats, tend to be very high crime areas where a lot of homeless people. No one wants to go out in that setting anymore, right?
We just had the stabbing, Matt. You just had the stabbing at
That
the
was
AMC
exactly
theater.
my point.
Yeah.
It's like Mad Max when you gotta go to the theater. You never know what's going to happen, you know.
So
Well,
let's take a look at this.
I wanted this to succeed because this is exactly what everybody's been talking about for a long time.
The
Almost exactly.
Yeah.
This story is a new character that they're telling the story of, but it's a prequel of an existing IP already, you know, because Hollywood has to go down the safe route. But it's a new character telling a new story, and that's what everybody's been saying. Well, just tell a new story, right? So I wanted this to succeid, but you know, apparently
I was entirely indifferent.
I also think the name was stupid. It would have been better to call it Mad Max Furiosa's story, so you know what you're getting, you know, or just Furiosa.
But it's a derivative. It's a derivative.
But it's also a director expanding his universe, though. So I don't. I discredit that.
I'm gonna fight with you on this.
But so are the second, third, and fourth movies
I understand it's George Miller's universe. I got that. He created this amazing complex universe. Here's the thing, and this is just me being me. No one gives a fuck. People want to see Mad Max. That's what people want to see in George Miller's universe. George Miller may not understand that. What's the fucking fat guy who made Star Wars? George Lucas.
Ah, yes.
He didn't do a good job with understanding his universe fully either after he got the reins of it. And I mean, the prequels are what they are. I still think they're shit. A lot of people like them, but they nowhere near touch the original films. You know, Return of the Jedi being the weakest of which, the one that he had the most control over. Directors don't always know, or creators don't always know the best direction for their world. They want to give you everything, and that's not always what people want. The box office tells you, like I said, if this had been a Mad Max movie, a legitimate old man Mel Gibson movie, people would have gone to the theater to see it. They wouldn't be speculating over it. They would have come.
Flopped.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
If Dune Part 2 only made like what did it make in the US?
That's Dune Part 2. Maverick made a lot of money because it was Maverick. It was a Tom Cruise throwback movie. Mel Gibson doing Mad Max again would have the same effect on the film. Just my opinion. And we can disagree. I'm saying I don't think that's the case. Yes, Joker, you're being polite.
I personally think that even if you had Mel in it, Mad Max is such a niche audience. It is such a niche audience, and plus when you had Road Warrior, Mad Max, and then you had Thunderdome. I mean, I was in my teens when those films came out. So the only audience that would really appeal to is Gen X, the boomers, and that's about it.
That's who has the fucking money, though. That's who goes to movies to see this type of movie. That's who went to go see Maverick. It was the same crowd, Joker.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe I would. I don't think I'm wrong here. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm
Top Gun has a much larger audience than Mad Max. A much larger audience than Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max does have a smaller audience. Yes, true.
And the fact is this: Maverick, being a Maverick was, I mean, let's be honest, it was just Top Gun again, is all it was. But it was entertaining enough. It was entertaining enough that folks went multiple times and told their friends to go see it. I don't think a Mad Max movie has that type of a drive. I just don't.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
It might not be the guaranteed slam dunk that like Maverick was, but I do think that actually trying to like old man Mel Gibson coming in, and I think there would be some value in that would bring people to it and drive that word of mouth that movies rely on these days in order to be successful. And I'm just going to go ahead and shout him out right now. Copa has a great video on how to potentially bring him back in there. So don't leave the stream right now. Watch it later. But
watch.
Thank you.
But it is a really good way to like bring Mel Gibson's character, like the original, back into the current kind of universe. I don't think we're going to ever see it, but it would be great.
Yeah, I don't think George Miller has an intention of doing it.
Mel Gibson has thrown that bridge.
My opinion is that with streaming and the economy and everything, I think that the opening box office metric it's just like when you had home video, where a movie would not do good, but then it become a cult classic and just kill it on DVD and video sales afterward. I think they need to start. People need to start recognizing that maybe a bad box office opening doesn't mean the movie really sucked. It just means that there wasn't a lot of interest in it. And it'll make the money. Well, it used to be able to make the money on the back end, but I don't know with streaming, it doesn't seem like it's making the money that they want it to.
Also,
I'm sorry, Matt, go.
I was going to say, so regarding Furiosa, it's made about 32 million internationally. Hasn't opened everywhere quite yet. So I suspect that maybe it finished around 80 million where US in another month or two or whatever, less. Right. But it probably does a couple hundred million internationally and then does well on streaming. And that seems to be, for whatever reason, we talked about in the US, the collapse of the theater market, right? You know, it takes a lot to get the biggest chunk of the audience you can get who would go to theaters everywhere, who are willing to risk getting mugged or shot or whatever. I mean, I'm trying to imagine, like, if I were going to the movies again, if we're healthy enough, I seem calm, but I'm very Sicilian in some ways. If someone came up and like hassled me as a homeless guy, I'd be in jail, you know? And like, especially in New Jersey, I'd be in jail, you know?
Anytime I'm like from now on, anytime I'm kind of like feeling like I'm fired up, nobody needs to mess with me. I'm just going to say I'm feeling really Sicilian right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've got no Italian or Sicilian in me, but I'm going to claim it just for I'm fired up and want to fight.
Would you like a little?
What were you gonna say, JV? You were gonna say something about the streaming and stuff.
I was just gonna say, because I mentioned this a while ago. I was on a stream and they were asking why was this film even made, and because Mad Max and they went to the box office and the box office didn't do well, and I'm like okay, well that's because this film went to Netflix, so the studio made a shit ton of cash on that deal. Then you got the digital sales, you got DVD sales, but Netflix is if a studio, unlike, at least if they're smart, Disney, they will license their stuff out to a Prime, a Netflix, a Peacock, somewhere else, as opposed to consume their own content. So Fury Road made its cash back on the back end, this is the thing with streaming, is they have cut out so many revenue streams, because initially you had the theater run, which would last a lot longer. Then you had your premium cable channels, your HBO, your Showtime, your Cinemax. You made cash on that end. Then you went to your basic cable channels, TNT, TBS, USA, and all those channels.
Yeah.
And then you went to network. So you made even more money on that, plus DVD, plus VHS, plus Laserdisc, whatever other media. So the actually streaming has killed the movie industry as far as the revenue streams have
right. And also, I think just because a movie does not perform well on the opening box office doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad movie anymore. Maybe in the past that was the metric. Oh, this movie sucks. But now with all of these other factors added in, and you're like, well, do I want to spend all this money, or do I just wait for it to come out on streaming in a month and a half or whatever? And so people, like for this movie specifically, that was my plan, was to just, well, I'll catch it later when it comes out.
Yeah. And I really think theaters are going to have this like come to Jesus moment where it's like, okay, I understand that you have, certain costs to keep the lights on, but you're going to have to start bringing some stuff back in. I mean, it was like, giving us all these crazy popcorn buckets and all that thing. That's not going to cut it. It was like when you keep gouging, and I know that's hard because, the wages keep going up and everything like that. They need to find a way to pamper you for when you go. And I know a lot of movie theaters try. They have the reclining seats now. They have, they have a bunch of stuff that was like, I go to those Imagine theaters. I don't know if you guys have those. I was like, you can order a pizza. They will bring it right to you. It was like, it's still, it's expensive. So now it's even more expensive. I like, it was like, I have a bar at mine. Like, I can have a glass of whiskey while I'm watching the movie. I don't know what it is, but it's expensive. And, people, when they just know they can wait a couple weeks and watch it in their undies on their couch, I don't know how you can compete with that. There has to be some sort of,
and that is the other factor, is that your home system now, it's not like you're in the theater necessarily, but it's good enough. It's not a CRT TV, like one mono speaker.
Well, if
like
you spend the money, like not crazy money,
and I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I'm sorry. Damn, sorry.
I'm going to say,
I'm
if
lucky.
You spend the money. Okay. We're like colliding ships, Joker.
I think there's like a
rock, paper, scissors.
So it's not anybody's fault. I think there's a little bit of a delay on this.
You go first, Joker. You go first.
I'm lucky in the fact that almost every movie theater in my town is in a casino. There's that. That's how they keep those afloat. And I actually have the one right by my house, a stone's throw away. Matinees are $5. I can't beat it.
Wow. Yeah, we don't have that.
So JV is saying he hits the slots with a quarter to see if he gets enough money to pay for his ticket before he goes in.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, man.
And I was going to say, you don't have to spend crazy money. Like you can get a 65-inch 4K TV, a theater chair, for $700 or whatever, your own home theater popcorn machine for a couple $100 if you really want to go that far. You can get yourself a Dolby super duper spam X surround system for like $500. You can put a room in your oversized apartment that we all are forced to rent nowadays, make it your home theater, and like, and stream right in or acquire by other means for these ridiculously overpriced pieces of garbage they keep putting out,
Right.
Roman's seen my setup. I got that.
It's quite gorgeous.
Plus, just how it does in the box office itself doesn't, mean anything really. You think about movies like The Big Lebowski, that completely flopped, but yet it's one of the more beloved movies of its time. So
also on that point, Dempsey, up until I want to say 2007, 2008, the movie came out in the theater. You had a good year or so of it before you could possibly see it. And
it just stayed there for a long fucking time.
But then even when it left the theater,
box office in general right now, though. So
Curiosity
came in.
Right.
It barely beat out Garfield a movie that most people didn't even know was fucking coming out about a cartoon cat that hasn't been relevant for 40 years.
Right.
Behind that is If. I have no idea
Power
what that
of
is.
Pratt.
That's Ryan Reynolds, imaginary friend.
Okay,
If.
what?
Yeah.
The Ape movie came in behind that. Now we're talking like it's dropping off dramatically. Fall Guy has been doing terrible. It came out terrible. I think it's already on streaming.
Man, that was a great show growing up.
Strangers, Sight, and just a bunch of shit you've never heard of.
That Fall Guy movie is an insult to the TV show.
I haven't seen the movie. I probably
haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the show.
I just don't care.
Show was awesome.
Much like most people felt about Furiosa, they just didn't care.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
Probably fine, but it's not getting the box office. And
it's not even necessarily hate. It's apathy that's killing theaters.
Yeah,
right.
People just don't care. Like they don't even. Most of us don't even care enough to be mad at something anymore. That it's just a terrible movie. We just would rather not devote any attention or energy to it.
Yep.
Yeah, just because it does take. We talk about it. It does take a lot of money and time. If you wait a couple of weeks, whatever. And now it's not a lot of money or a lot of time. I will spend $20 to watch a brand new movie in my house to rent, not to buy, to rent it, so that we can sit and watch the movie. And I'm okay with that because there's 4 of us watching it. And I would have paid $100 if I'd gone to the movie theater to see that.
Yeah.
So,
and on the movie cost, I mean, the theaters kind of bouncing back real quick to what Sammy was saying, is they're kind of at the whim of the actual movie creators. Like you have these massive movie budgets that they need to make back. And so, they're going to try to make back anyway. So they have to sell those to the theaters that have to. So they're probably selling those for more expensive than they used to, and then so that gets passed on to us as a consumer. And eventually, yes, hopefully they will learn and realize that we don't necessarily need you to spend billions of dollars to make a movie. We just want a good story.
No, I mean it has, and the price of movies has quadrupled, not even quadrupled, it's even more than that. It's absurd. Now, yes, Joker, my friend, what's up?
Speaking of movie budgets, have you guys heard? I think I saw this on WDW Pro that the movie everyone's waiting for and is assured that it's gonna be a banger film is gonna need to make $1 billion to break even. That's got to be Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Mm-hmm. That's I don't know. Maybe no, it's not. Which tells me that they tells me that the production budget is minimum $300 million.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Now, I think that movie will do okay. It's not going to make $1 billion, but it's
no. And if it if it doesn't, that's a flop.
I just want to sneak this in for all the bad movies we were talking about. Movies average. The best movie of the year so far, Late Night with the Devil.
I agree.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Incredibly good movie. Shockingly good movie.
Yeah, I bought it the day it came out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it looked like the 1970s. They actually did a very nice job of that.
Yeah, and you know, it reminded me too. Movies, they don't have to be these big blockbuster productions. They can just be fun.
Well, there's to keep it brief, there's a whole category of horror movies where, you know how in the real world, like we say, no one really ever do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like this, there's a category of horror films where we go, well, in real life, no one ever do that. But then you think, well, what if the devil were real? You know, Johnny Carson would have tried to have him on. You know what I mean? Or another one, what if demonic possession were real? You know, someone would try to militarize it. That's the Atticus Institute. You know, like there's a whole subcategory of movies like that, and this is the best one since the Atticus Institute of that category of movie. And I was shocked. I watched the thing, and a lot of times in a movie like that, I watched it in chunks because of other issues with medical issues. I was like, no, I'm going to suck it up, take the pain, and watch this from beginning to end. You know, so I was shocked how much I loved that movie.
Okay, here's just to toss a pin in this on the budgets. measure every film by how many Godzilla -1s that budget is.
Yep,
Right.
that's
If
an
a
excellent
movie
point.
costs,
Yep,
if a movie costs,
that's a great point.
if a production value is $150 million, that's 10 Godzilla -1s.
Yeah,
10.
more than 10.
10.
More, because they're reporting it like they reported it was 15 million, but it's actually closer to $8 million that it costs to make Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
So, but that movie wasn't a flop by a giant stretch.
Right.
People went to go see that. That was the word of mouth factor for Godzilla -1.
Yep.
Right. They spent that much
So-
on Indiana Jones de-aging.
Yeah,
That does take me back to
Good job, Kathleen.
Right.
people wanted to see that though.
I've
People
been-
wanted to see
yeah.
Godzilla. People wanted to see Oppenheimer.
It's
People
been
wanted
in
to
my
see Barbie.
mind for years now that how are these movies so expensive? It has to be money laundering. It has to be. That's the only explanation.
Clearly, I mean, any of this stuff. Okay, and this is. I hate not to get political, but any of this stuff, these movies, whether it's the solution to climate change or the thing with the transient kids and all, it's all efforts to take money from other people into these rich corporations who are held by some very greedy people who just want to take your money, take your personal money, take your government money, take your family's money, and they don't care. They just want, and they'll do anything they can to get this money. And it's like I grew up in. I don't want to say I grew up in the mob. It's the wrong way to say it, but those of us who are Italian, you kind of know this. Okay, you're Roman or whatever. You don't like these mob guys. They want to get your money by any means, right?
Yeah.
Well, they all went to jail, so now the corporations are inhabited by these guys. You know what I mean? Like they just want your money, and now the movie people, they're like, I mean, look at some of what these actors and actresses make, right? Well, last night we were talking Joker about the pro wrestlers, how much some of them make.
Right.
How in God's name does someone who can barely wrestle make $3 million a year? You know how
Right.
or how does what's his name?
Brock Lesnar, who
doesn't even wrestle.
who shows up,
Yeah.
and shows up
12
half
million
a
a year, right?
a few times. 12 mil.
Or some of these other actors who Ryan Philippe, is that his name? Couldn't
Yeah.
act his way out of my food container here. Okay, and he makes millions of dollars a year. I just don't understand it. And I mean, I know why. I mean, I just said why. The
Agents,
grip, right?
agents.
Well,
studios,
are those guys under
studios.
contract to make movies with them if they make any WWE movies? Is that part of it, or is that extra?
Well, Brock is actually a bad example right now because he's been dropped by the company based on he got all but named in some possible legal actions. So, but let's say so a pro wrestler gets their contract, they get a cut of merch. They are no longer on the pay-per-view model, so they don't get paid for so they don't get paid on a appearance on that. But if they make any films, that's on them. The Rock, just for example, The Rock has his own production company, so he is on the back end of any film he is in. So
Well, here, Joker.
And he's
I hate
probably-
picking on ego. But Jade Cargill, what is she? $3 million a year.
Right.
Couldn't wrestle her way out of this food container. Okay.
no,
And that's like actors, right? These actors who we all know who they are. We see them in movie after movie, right? They're horrible. But they give these people $10 million to be in these movies, and who wants to go see this crap? You know, I mean,
Right.
and leaving aside the Furiosa problem, what was Fall Guy? Matter of fact, Fall Guy. What did Fall Guy?
Gosling.
What was his name? Gosling. Yeah. Again, why? You know, how many billion-dollar movies has he had? Do I even? If I had 0 fingers, I'm pretty sure I'd be close to accurate. You know,
Right.
and you know this many. You know, and
I have feelings about Ryan Gosling. They're not
yet
good.
you
feelings.
take The Fall Guy, which it was a pretty beloved TV show for those who watched it,
Yeah, it
and
was.
make a mockumentary of it. And I don't know if we'll have time, Roman. George R. Martin had a great comment about this phenomenon that I'll talk about my show tomorrow for those who want to listen. But if you have time, I'll read his quote to you from it's not a blog. That they
the irony
they
of
take
it.
properties Yeah, they take these properties,
The irony,
right, that
though.
someone created, a book or a movie or whatever, 30 years ago, and instead of that was written well by the person who did it, and instead of reproducing it or translating it, they think they know better and change stuff. So they took The Fall Guy, which was kind of an action police procedural, a little bit of comedy in there, right? Some nice stunts, and turned into a rom-com mockery of the original show. Who the hell is going to go watch that? None of the original fans.
Well, no. Also, the original fans of The Fall Guy are a pretty limited group.
And then you put Ryan Gosling in there.
Age group goes on that.
The Fall Guy was played by Lee Major, who was like a man's man type of actor. Ryan Gosling, like in my wrestling heyday, my teenager, I could probably break Ryan Gosling like flicking my fingers at him. He's tiny.
Right.
Matt, you're getting a little extra Sicilian tonight.
Maybe it's all the pain meds I'm on.
Right, there you go.
Well, here's one aspect about the cost of things and being so expensive is that when you got a TV show like, I don't know, Voyager, or just name one from like the 80s and 90s, even the early 2000s, they were 23 episodes. I haven't seen a show go past 10 in years. But I guarantee that the cost of doing the show is way higher than it was to do a 23 episode show. Now, do some of these shows have higher quality and are really well done? Yes. Like I just watched the Silo series, and it had some issues, but overall I liked it. I thought it was well done. The generator blade changing scene was complete bullshit, but that's here nor there. But the story was decent, and it intrigued me, and it had decent writing, and none of the characters felt like they were some type of like someone self-insert that was pushing some message or something. They were just the characters doing their thing, and it was really interesting, and it was like a mystery to it that wasn't given away or something weird. It wasn't like Lost or whatever. So I liked it, but it was only 10 episodes. They did it well, and I think it adapted from the book very well. But I haven't looked up the budget, but I guarantee it was way more than any one season of Voyager. Guaranteed, just because of the way that it looked and how it was done. And also had some pretty big name actors in it too.
They're doing it again, but I just remember this for Roman. I know you'll probably hate this as much as I will. They're remaking Time Bandits. That moron Taika Waititi.
It's on the list. It's on the list. Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Guys, I'll be Sicilian later for that one too.
We can get there now. We can skip ahead. Yeah, I was gonna save that one because I wasn't sure if we were gonna get it or not.
It's a great segue.
Fuck Taika Waititi. I hate his cock sucking fucking ape head so much. I fucking can't stand him. And he's going to take the dwarves out of Time Bandits because he doesn't want to offend the dwarves.
What?
You're unemploying dwarves, you fucking maniac.
But further, there's even more. There's even deeper than that. Terry Gilliam, the dwarves are there.
Terry Gilliam said, fuck this.
Yeah, but the dwarves are there. Like, you're supposed to say, wait a minute, why is God only hiring dwarves? Like it's supposed to call attention to dwarves having legitimate problems getting jobs. That's one of the humor, like the dark humor elements of it. You know what I mean? Terry Gilliam's a very intelligent person with his humor. When you watch his stuff, and like if you take away, it's like what did they do? Oh, Davros, when they made Davros they decided he was disabled or whatever, and it was offensive to disabled people. So Space Hitler in a cyber power armor, which is what he did, is now disabled. Great job. You made it better for the disabled people.
That's really dumb. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. Why would they take away the representation of these dwarves? Like people like Peter Dinklage made this kind of stuff happen.
Yeah. I was about to ask if he had anything to say about this, because he definitely did about the Snow White thing where they didn't want to offend quote unquote little people.
Y'all remember Lisa Kudrow from Friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe? Yeah, she is the leader of the Time Bandits. Of their group. She is the leader.
And I'll bet she's being paid like $5 million. She couldn't act her way out of my lunch bucket.
This is Penelope Lisa Kudrow, a new character developed exclusively for the series. It's going to be on television as well. I think it's on Apple, is what they've said. But Terry Gilliam was not a fan of this. He actually, what I was reading in the article, he walked off the set. Yeah, here it is. Gilliam allegedly walked off after finding himself massively disappointed with the entire production. So, Time Bandits Without Dwarves is, I don't know, another show about time travelers fucking stuff up. But yeah, the dwarves kind of made it. I don't know if that sounds weird, but
there's a lot of dark humor in this movie to call attention to certain issues and points. That's why Gilliam was a genius at that stuff. And by changing this, like I don't want to. We should probably did we ever do Time Bandits on your show, Roman? I don't even remember anymore.
We haven't covered Time Bandits.
Yeah, we probably should.
Did
we?
No, I don't think we've talked about it in a couple of different.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually ever covered it
because it is kind of a seminal movie in a lot of people's lives in their childhoods and stuff. But yeah, we haven't actually, I don't think, reviewed the movie.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, it's like outrage fest over and over again. With the Fall Guy, they ruined the Fall Guy. There's this, they ruined Dune with that. Well, they almost okay. Rant, please don't do. They almost they ruined Dune. They just ruined it with a mauling Chinese character. I have to say it. Okay, I just have to say it. I want to like Denis Villeneuve's Dune because I like his movies, but having tried to watch it again, the part 2, I'm starting to hate it because they ruined Chinese character, ruined it, and like these modern geniuses who just don't know that they're not geniuses.
Yeah, this is Hollywood's obsession with remaking classic stuff, but also redoing it fundamentally. It's shocking that they haven't been able to figure out now that when you take a beloved property and fundamentally change it, they still act shocked that none of the original fans or their kids go to see the new version, and they don't know why.
Not just shocked, offended that we won't go see it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
What's the Hollywood version of "I can fix him"? These people think they're fixing the stories.
Problem is that these movies don't need fixing. They're good the way they are.
Completely agreed.
Right.
Oh, this part's problematic, so we're going to take it out. Well, it's problematic to you.
Right.
You go far enough back in history with any kind of art, you're going to find problems. You have to view or listen or appreciate art as it was created for that time,
for the period. I mean, that's what I mean. I don't even like the word. I don't even like the word we're using right now. Problematic. It's not.
Yeah.
It is what it was. I mean, what it was in the era that it was. People have a lot of problems with Flannery O'Connor. Well, they can straight up fuck off. She was a genius. You're a moron. You have no idea what she meant. It's. I mean, if you look at the era when the work was created. Yes, the work.
Hold on.
If you try to, you will destroy every piece of work ever made if you try to fucking modernize it. Fuck the modern era. The modern era is shit. If you've not noticed that by now, I don't know what you're doing here.
I mean, this kind of falls back as a whole to just people don't want to understand history. They want to erase it. So, I mean, if you understand history and when something was created, you can still appreciate it, even if it has some things that might not go over very well these days. It was created in a time by people who felt a certain way. And let's just kind of blanket statement this. If we just kind of go with the idea that humanity as a whole is getting smarter as we go, as we progress, which I know a lot of what we see today says
like it.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of what we see today says that that's not the case. But if we went with that, then you would say, we're smarter today than we were in like the 1800s or the 1700s or 1600s and things like that. So yeah, our views have changed and we've better understood our fellow man and things like that, all the whatever. So I can't understand why people look at these older movies and just see it in a vacuum where as if it was made today. And they see it through that kind of like outrage lens. It's just
through their very, very limited perspective of their life, whatever the fuck that means. It's like I see time bandits through my life. I was never a dwarf nor a time traveler, but I really enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
People get hung up on an awful lot of stupid fucking stuff from the past. It's the past. That's why it's there. You learn from it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's the past, though. It's there. It existed, and in many ways exists.
I love you, buddy. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
Oh God, what happened? What happened? What happened? Am I right? Everything okay?
Yeah.
What? Joker. Sorry.
My kid came up. He fell down the stairs. Sorry about that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Is that what they call it now? It's like,
yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
he fell down the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he graduated, so it was time to leave the nest.
Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Yes, Joker.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So and the question keeps asking, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? Well, Film Threat has a great series on this. It's mostly about Disney, but this is industry wide, and it's called DEI. This is the problem. It is when these studios have hired people who are more interested in activism than storytelling, and there's a lot of the money being pushed into this from the Black Rocks, the State Streets, the Vanguards, where you're going to include this type of messaging in your films, or we're not going to fund you. And studios, because of the lockdowns, because of all this stuff, and they're desperate and they need the money. Now, some studios are backing away, but for the most part, a lot of the studios have DEI and ESG deeply rooted in their entire studio system. And Film Threat has had a great series on this. If you haven't checked it out, it's called the D Files, and it goes through the when they got rid of John Lasseter, biggest mistake they ever made, and you can just see how this all has destroyed the movie and television industry. It is now activism over storytelling because we're being paid to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the son of a pastor here. It's preaching, as opposed to storytelling. And so I guess that kind of boils down to what we were saying earlier about why don't people go to the theaters anymore, is nobody wants to be preached at for 2 hours at the cost of $50 for two people.
Yeah, right. And paid to be preached at. Paid to be preached at.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I want to make a sort
you will have fun.
Yeah, the beatings will continue until morale improves, right?
Yes. Devil's advocate point about that. Okay. So if I'm not opposed to watching ideas I disagree with,
correct,
or so if they did like a film about a trans character struggle with the trans struggles or whatever, right? And it was well done, and it wasn't like I wasn't forced to watch it or whatever. I'd say, let me check that perspective out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I listen to just as many left-wing podcasts like Jimmy Dore and all that as do right-wing. I want to hear things that are not in my ideas. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to hear discordant ideas. And so, but that's not what they're doing. They're trying to force us to listen to not only the left-wing ideas, but a narrow niche of it.
Right.
To the point that even Bill Maher, it slams these people now.
Bill Maher walks a line. I mean, he's. I think he's being as genuine as he can be, but he's always going to be Bill Maher. It's fine. At least he's. There are a lot of guys out there like him right now, which is good. There are a lot of guys who
also. Here's the best example for you.
You have your Howard Sterns and you have your Bill Mahers. Howard Stern's still a fucking retard. Bill Maher is only half retard now.
Well, here's the thing. The best person to think about this, if you know who the Young Turks are as the media site, Anna Kasparian.
Yeah.
She's been exploding on some of the like I'm not a birthing person. Don't call me a birthing person. Or what was another rant? She was like, "Well, that's it. I've had enough. If you can't put bail on someone who's cutting up body parts, I'm becoming a Republican." I mean, she was funny. She was,
I do think that there is a big difference though, because when you're choosing to listen to a podcast that is going to be either like political in nature or have some sort of specific target, that's not what I want out of movies. I want a good story, good characters. I want to be entertained. I'm giving you money to separate myself from the horrible reality that we're suffering through to enjoy your story for like 2 hours. And if I'm paying money and I'm just getting somebody standing up on their soapbox giving their DEI sermon, I don't care. I don't. And so that's what we've come down to, is that nobody trusts Hollywood anymore. So nobody's willing to take a risk on a movie that doesn't have word of mouth. Keep going back to that. That is what totally they live on.
I totally agree. I'm not making the point that we have to watch things we disagree with. I'm just saying we used to be in this country. We used to be able to watch things that we disagree with. They weren't like forced to be the only things we could watch.
Right.
We weren't called. Right-wing crazies on Twitter because we like the movie.
Well,
we like Sound of Freedom, for example.
Well, kind of. It was kind of like that before, where with the whole anti-commie movement in the 80s. I mean,
where did that go?
Back in the 80s, I'm just saying,
bring that back.
Didn't exactly have good representation to go watch stuff. So it's just the pendulum swinging, just like it always has, just like it'll continue to do.
Well, you mean the communists are the ones who are doing this now?
Well, yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly
also true. Still.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw one argument point out, and then we're gonna move on to our next topic. So Furiosa is not a creation of the communist mechanism. This isn't a DI movie. This is just a movie that no one gave a fuck about, and it kind of is. George Miller is really excited about it, but almost no one is. So it is what it is. So, but I do also think that it suffers because of those movies. Vex put out a really good post about what is that sound? Is someone squeezing an animal?
Someone was joking.
Somebody's squeezing an animal.
I was like, Dempsey throwing another one
out of nowhere.
Graduated.
I'll be goddamn. I did not actually expect that to happen. I didn't realize there was an animal. So
it's a widow.
Oh wait. This is for Bush. Or this for Bush. Dad.
Oh, also, Flaccid. Flaccid, you're right. Unfortunately, neither AJ nor Ego was available tonight, so this is what we have.
So now you got me, motherfucker.
So, but I do.
You have the in card. Can you pull out the in card?
No,
we're not.
Sammy, no, the answer to that question is no, Sammy.
I left that in my other pants. Sorry.
Fuck.
We just watched
that Furiosa is suffering because of movies like that, though.
Yes, brand damage.
Yeah, it's already you already have. Oh, it's a girl boss. A lot of people are turned off by that immediately, regardless. I myself don't care. I don't really care about the movie, but it's just one of those things that's. What's her fuck? Jennifer Lopez has that Atlas movie on Netflix now, which apparently is exactly what we're talking about, except it's Jennifer Lopez.
It's like I said from the beginning. It's the trust, but the viewers and the actual consumers of these products no longer trust the developers and the creators.
Right.
And so when something good comes out, we have to it's like a weird good Mexican restaurant.
Wade into that
area.
pool.
Yeah, it's like the best Mexican food in your area is probably this hole in the wall. You think you might get food poisoning place.
Mildly dangerous.
You'll never go there until somebody else says, "Hey, you should try this out." And that's where we are with Hollywood right now. Is we spend money until somebody says, "Hey, you should try this out."
Straight up, Beard. If it's a Mexican joint and it has windows, I don't want to eat it. It's got to look like a hole in the wall. It needs to look like it was a Blockbuster first.
All right. And on that note, before we delve into many other interesting areas of the night, I want to talk about McFarlane toys just very briefly here. Behind me, most of the collection behind me is McFarlane toys. There's a lot of Marvel Legends in there as well. But McFarlane now has a contract with Marvel. So they're not just going to be doing DC and movie stuff now. They're going to be doing the Marvel heroes now as well. I personally am very excited about this. Now, you know who's not excited about that? Mrs. of the Empire. She's already made it clear. She's like,
No.
you know, Romy, you're not going to replace all your stuff just because another company's making it. And I'm like, but honey, it's McFarlane. She's like, look. And so I'm like, okay.
Wait, is your wife Marge Simpson?
Yeah,
That's how
you hear.
You've heard her talk. No one else hears her that way. That's how I hear. That's how I hear her.
No, my wife is always
hear
like that when I do that impression. She's like, "That's not how I sound," and was like, to me,
That's how I hear you.
Right.
So there's another one here which I need to open up.
Didn't someone else sign up with McFarlane Toys too? Someone
No,
who's
I'm on
over
it. I'm on 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 it. I'm trying to be on it. It keeps opening up the
I actually
wrong.
just bought a Barry Sanders action figure from them.
Stop. Oh no, it's opening up the right thing. I got mad at my computer because it was doing what I told it to do. You know who else teamed up with McFarlane? Fucking Rippaverse.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
I will say that
that's
Yarrow
pretty
one
big.
looks sweet.
I know a lot of people aren't excited yet. Everything starts. This is a statue. This is not an action figure. It's a statue. But the fact that Rippaverse is working with McFarlane is a giant thing. Like I said, it's maybe a little more deep nerd than a lot of people care about. But for those of us who collect this shit, this is huge. Rippaverse, because he's still a very junior comic. I mean, he's paddling through the shark infested waters, but he's doing well. But this is really big. Like I said, I know not everybody is into collecting the stuff, but I'm very much into collecting the stuff. So Marvel and Rippaverse being associated with McFarlane now is fucking giant. Joker.
Agreed.
Okay, so do you think that with this is because I don't collect, that's not my thing, but let me ask those who do collect. Do you think McFarlane working with Rippa is because Rippa kind of did what Todd did, kind of branch off, do his own?
Yeah, why
thing?
not?
Maybe, Spawn.
Maybe there's like some mutual respect there. Like, hey, I like what you're doing. Let's talk. With Marvel, okay. I mean, this will boost. This will generate some revenue from Marvel. It's not going to dig them out of the hole.
Not by a long shot.
Right.
But I think this. I think this is more a net positive for Rippa than it is for Marvel.
Well, I do also think it is more for Marvel because the McFarlane DC lines, those are the ones that are the popular lines. Marvel, I mean, their production on their action figures has gone down considerably.
Disney owns Hasbro, right?
No. Hasbro. No.
Who's their main?
Okay, Hasbro is the main company that they license out to. Now with Hasbro and these with Hasbro and these other third party makers of merch, the problem is they're like, okay, we want you to make. Oh, really? Okay, cool, very cool. So Marvel is like, okay, we want you to, in blocks of 10, you can have 2 Captain Americas, 2 Hulks, 2 Spider-Mans, and 4 Scarlet Witch, or 4 Shuri. So the popular ones will sell, but then when they go to order again, all they're doing is getting backlogged on these characters that don't move instead of
the peg sitters, we call them.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, I'm still, because the current McFarlane DC line is moving like crazy. They just put out a Dark Side figure, which lasted about 10 minutes before it was sold out on all the platforms.
I saw that. Yeah.
I got one. I was sitting there waiting like a fucking teenage girl at 9 o'clock for that thing to go live, and then I hit it. And it's expensive. It's not inexpensive, but those are the people who are waiting for those figures. So when McFarlane was putting out a Captain America, a Spider-Man, an Iron Man, it's gonna be a big deal, because they're not going to look like the Marvel Legends figures. They're gonna look like someone who gave a fuck made this figure. It's not gonna be the generic version. Todd McFarlane's figures, they're only $20, 20 to 25, unless you're going with a mega figure, and they're more like 40 something. Are of amazing quality for the price you're paying. You're paying the same price for the Marvel Legends figures, but none of them are nearly as good in detail as the McFarlane figures. And I know, like I said, I know it's a niche conversation. I don't want to dwell on it too long, but that was kind of like some of the only positive news I had this week. Everything else is mostly dark and horrible.
So, are you saying it's easier to
let's
get?
be honest. But let's be honest. A Todd McFarlane toy Spider-Man is gonna look sick as fuck.
No, because he made fucking Spider-Man. He made fucking Batman. He has his own version of Batman that he constructed just for his line. And it's fucking amazing. It doesn't even look like, it looks like regular Batman, but doesn't, but it's still a fucking amazing figure. Anyway, Shieldwall, was that you? You were sneaking
I
one
was
in?
just going to say, so it's easier to get Taylor Swift concert tickets than one of these things when they first come.
Sometimes. Although it still costs less, unless you get it on the secondary market, in which case you're fucked. Poor Ego. I want to apologize to Left Eye Ego right now, because I send him links to figures when they become available. And I know Shiro is mad at him. Shiro, it's my fault. I'm gonna take the heat for him right now. It's my fault. So please don't make Ego sleep.
Blame Roman. Blame Roman.
Blame Roman.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to talk about something that is in fact horrible, because we're going to talk about this in phases. Though we're going to talk about phase 1 first, and then save the big comments. That's phase 2. So right off the bat, they are subverting expectations, which I find hilarious. The Force.
Oh God!
What does the Force mean to be light or dark? This is a whole article about nothing. It's by what's her name, the lead girl in the article just kind of rambles on about light and dark.
I called this months ago.
In any kind of modern media, when they say subvert, that's a bad word.
Not good.
That means that means it's not going to be what you thought it was going to be. It's going to be a bait and switch. It's going to be they're going to basically ruin whatever it is.
Yeah, I believe our friends across the pond say gobshite.
Well, what they're looking at doing is already they want to have a sympathetic villain.
Of course they do.
I
said that.
The good guys can never be the good guys anymore. The good guys have to be the bad guys. The words don't make sense.
As soon as we saw the preview, I said that's exactly what I said. I was like, as soon as she said it's not about power, I was like, that's
because
speaking of villains,
she's fighting. She's going to fight the patriarchy. Is basically what the Jedi Order is. It's the establishment, the standard, the whatever's normal.
So,
the patriarchy. So she's fighting it because
So here's exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, there it is.
It's also a time of an institution, and it's a time in which conceptions around the Force are very strict.
Well,
because
that's the problem with people that have skewed morals writing, is that they think the people, oh, well, that's not so bad. I would do that. Yeah, except you're identifying with the villain. You're the writer. You should be wanting people to be
if you identify with the villain. Yeah, Leslie Headland is the fucking villain. In case anybody's curious.
Right. Also, one word, it describes all of the problems with most of the. What is that, Dempsey?
No. it's Henriette. Are you retarded?
Yeah.
No, but one word describes all the problems that we're having, especially with this is going to be controversial. This is going to be very controversial, but with all these female-led writing shows, soapalism. solipsism, which is a
Solipsism.
position on life that everything revolves around you, and you can only. That's why everything is a self-insert.
Yep.
It's why everything is a self-insert.
And they
They can
like
only
heavy
see
self-inserts.
right. They can only see the world from their point of view, not other people's point of view. So, if let's say you were talking to one of them on the phone and said they wanted you to pick them up, and they would say, "Come to my side of the road." What do you mean? What are you on the left or the right? My side of the road. So they're only looking from their perspective. They can't give you a cardinal direction or anything like that because of that view. And it tends to be more of a female trait.
Hold on, Roman. I'm going to send you something in the chat real quick.
Well, they don't understand.
Oh God.
That what they're like. Okay, so I'm turning off. I'm turning off the Sicilian. I'm going strictly to the intellectual literary analysis. Okay, so there's a place for what they want to do. They're called art films or small budget films, where you can present your viewpoint, and then we can watch it and choose not to watch it. Right. But stuff like Star Wars is supposed to be like a kind of mass entertainment, like going to the Yankee game or
Roman. Check out that self-insert.
You're just going to relax, watch a good story.
In our chat on Twitter.
Yeah. Everyone who is like we disagree, like pro wrestling too. You disagree in real life, you can have fun watching it. You know what I mean? Like that's not what Star Wars supposed to be. That not what that. Back on evil world staying.
What's up, Joker?
Yeah, Joker. There it is, Sammy. There's Sammy. Okay.
Yeah.
So
talk about a self-insert. They got the same haircut. Sorry, Joker.
No worries. So let's talk about the sympathetic villain. All right. So let's talk about the sympathetic villain. I think we can all pretty much agree that as far as a story goes, the villain is probably the most complex character, and it's the most interesting character.
If they're a good one,
they're still the bad guy. You don't want to be Darth Vader. You don't want to be Voldemort. You don't want to be Thanos. Yeah, they are a compelling. They are an interesting character. They're probably the best overall character in the entire story, but you don't emulate.
You can be compelling without being right.
Well, okay.
Yes.
And might I also add, Leslie Headland, the former personal assistant to Captain Casting Couch.
Hey, Mando. I know you're a big Harry Potter person like me. What does Voldemort say to Harry at the end of the Sorcerer's Stone when he's trying to? It's not about good or evil. It's about power and how you use it.
Oh my God! It's actually in the trailer for the Acolyte. Oh my Lord!
Look, we can't act surprised because these are the same people that when they were first promoting this one of them said, what I love about Star Wars is there's no good or evil.
Not true.
That's like the biggest dichotomy I've ever seen. Sith bad, Jedi good.
Yes.
Well,
that was clearly somebody who did not understand.
Real Star Wars, or are we going to talk Disney Star Wars?
It says in the opening
the
crawl, the evil galactic empire.
No, that's way too difficult.
Yeah,
what evil about this real fast. Yeah, with the women.
Fans.
Right. Hey, Joker, you can expect people to read. Come on.
The representation of the women for the panel, blah blah. Being a woman liking shit.
Well, Mando got so fired up she blew her microphone.
I got 10% of that. I got 10% of that, and I felt your passion.
You know, we don't want to assume anything.
I never felt attacked being a woman who liked nerd things ever. Yeah, I was in the minority.
Yeah. Us nerds, whenever a woman showed interest in it, we're like,
Yes.
oh my god,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
please
Right.
join us.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, wait.
Yes.
There are like we think of nerds as guy-oriented hobbies, but there are female equivalent of nerd stuff. I mean, I have female dolls who talk about Barbie dolls like we talk about like action figures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
Like, oh, that
But
Barbie's
when
in
you look at-
1962. Our left heel is 2 centimeters. Yeah, like they did. There's a whole set of female-oriented hobbies that are as nerdy to that category as, say, some of this stuff is.
Accepted.
All about, you know?
But I am going to say that these movies, and with limited exception, comic book movies and sci-fi movies have a largely male fan base. That's the way it has always been.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the way it's always going to be.
Yeah.
You will have a limited female fan base, and that's fine. That's just the
Right.
way things work. That's the way things have always worked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just
Mando is an exception to the rule.
No, but that's what I mean. With limited exception, these
here's
are
the problem.
largely
Here's the problem,
male-based
Roman.
ideas and franchises.
Here's the problem, Roman. Normie bitches found it. And
Yep.
you know, okay, you want to know why?
Oh.
You want to know why every franchise that Henry Cavill gets cast in dies? Because normie bitches think Henry Cavill is hot. So
Yep.
like even now, he's like, I'm gonna do Warhammer, and like all these normie bitches are like, oh, what's Warhammer? Oh, that sounds cool. Let me change everything
we
about
don't
it.
like Warhammer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It is not
We don't like
normies
Warhammer.
change. It is not normies changing it. Normies, when the normies hate this stuff, as because see, like we complain about it. The normies just go play golf or something. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Because they don't care. This is our fucking lives.
yeah,
This is
they're
the
like-
stuff we love.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this Star Wars movie sucked. I'm just gonna go buy 4 hamburgers and go down and play bocce ball or whatever.
Oh
You know?
yeah, that's
Like,
true.
You know, they
bocce.
don't.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you know what bocce ball is.
Oh yeah, I'm in on
My
that.
previous
Yeah.
opinions were not
I
directed
love
at
bocce.
Yard bowling. man.
fans. I'm talking specifically about the people that are making these shows that are in positions of power.
They are not fans.
to
Oh yeah, they're not
create
fans.
them.
No.
They are the ones that have the the self-insert tendencies.
I mean,
Then we
the
read this
Kathleen
Look
hilarious-
Kennedy.
good on my resume, person. Yeah.
We read this hilarious
Yeah.
quote though. As a fan myself,
Bullshit.
I know how frustrating some Star Wars storytelling in the past has been. Probably referring to the original films.
Yeah, you mean your shit?
I
Who is
felt
this
it
speaking?
myself, she said. I stand by my empathy for Star Wars fans, but I want to be clear. Anyone who's engaged in bigotry, racism, or hate speech, I don't consider a fan. Here's the problem. Jane,
But it's
you
okay
ignorant
to
bitch.
engage in graping your underlings. It's okay with her. Remember that.
No, but this is a false statement. No one is
Yeah.
no one is saying these things. What they consider bigotry, racism, and hate speech is anything that doesn't line up with what they're trying to fucking vomit at us. If you don't like
Here's-
the vomit, then you're a bigot or racist or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Right.
No one
Here's
attacked
something-
Reva because she was black. They attacked her because her character was poorly written. And it's like,
not-
I
and
mean,
she's
don't
like-
get me wrong.
she was like
There's
heavy
always
poorly
idiots
written.
online who say stupid stuff. No one who is actual fans, but you get lumped in with that. And when they come out before the movie and say shit like that, they did the same thing with The Little Mermaid. They do the same thing with all these things. That means that Kathleen Kennedy doesn't even
Yeah.
have faith in this project.
No, they're
So-
getting
Because
ahead.
she's-
They're getting
she's-
ahead. They're putting the landmines in place.
Mm-hmm.
The bigotry, sexism, misogynistic, fuck off landmines, so that when the show comes out and it does go boom, 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 and no one watches it. I mean, I'm subjecting you people to it because I love you. But
You have a weird way of showing it.
my love is odd. My love is not fair. Ask Mississippi
Masochism
Empire.
is a
Not-
thing.
Not good. But regular people aren't going to watch this show because they don't know who the fuck the acolyte is. They don't care. This is just like, to them, it's not even like they want big Star Wars. Little Star Wars is failing left and right. Little Star Wars they don't care about. They want the big movies. And even, I mean, the sequels were what the sequels were, but it's not on the big screen. Most people don't give a shit about Star Wars. There are certain things in Star Wars that I did like. I know I like the Clone Wars. I know not everybody liked it. I'm sorry. And I like
liked
most
it.
of the Bad Batch, and I know most people didn't like that either, but I enjoyed them. But there are things, and I liked Andor despite some of its failings. That was the best of, for me,
Andor
the best of
Agree.
was the best written
Disney Star Wars.
and produced
But-
out of any of the
but-
shows that we've seen.
Fuck, Kenobi was a lightsaber up the ass.
But what we've seen in the last couple of shows is that is not fatal.
Apparently,
yeah, no, or if Ray's around, she can just heal you.
Right, it'll help them now. It'll be a boost.
I told you guys my ultimate theory, right? Is in the new trilogy, Ray's gonna go, because they showed in Clone Wars, or was it what was the other cartoon after Clone Wars? Rebels. It might have been Rebels, and a little bit in Ashoka that you can go back in time. Ray's gonna go back in time to the beginning of time, and then she's gonna become the Force. So the Force is truly female.
Yeah,
I hate you, Sammy. I hate you so much because
kick him off right now.
That could be.
Hey, the Force is an old man and his 2 kids.
I really don't. I actually don't like that either. I know that was introduced in Clone Wars.
I didn't care for that.
I was like, what are you doing?
Just in general, like the whole thing with like, it astounds me that people, and specifically women and women who are not white, are not upset that they're getting these shitty roles that are written terribly, and the only thing that anybody cares about is their gender and their color, and it's pandering and insulting. If somebody were to say to me, the only reason that you're here is because you're bald and have a beard, it's like, okay,
I got some bad news for you, Beard.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Shut up. Everybody shut the fuck up right now.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Sorry, Joker can't come unless.
That's right. Gotta stroke the beard.
There you go, buddy. Did that for you.
For Joker and
oh yeah, don't come. I'm right under you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I mean,
no,
in general,
it's only okay to come on people in the supermarket.
It just has to be some. It's certainly some points. People who are in these roles have to realize that it's insulting.
Great example.
Really
Look at the cognitive dissonance that Mark Hamill had when he was talking about Luke Skywalker's portrayal in the sequel trilogy. He's going like, well, I didn't necessarily agree with that, and that wasn't the Luke Skywalker that I thought I was going to be. But if you diss it, he'll be the first one being insufferable on Twitter. Yeah, it's like, dude, you suck.
Right. Well, because they're in the cult. These actors are all in the cult.
Oh yeah,
that's why. That's
and
the
this,
reason why.
And I said this earlier. This is all the product of DEI and ESG and this virus that has infected the entertainment industry. This is the product of it. Where if you can be a dark-skinned female lesbian amputee, dude, you are almost guaranteed a role somewhere. Seriously.
They'll make a whole show for you.
They'll kill a character off and replace them.
Right.
I guess I'm holding on to just the littlest tiny shred of hope that people are smart, even though I like intellectually I know they're assholes and dumbasses and stupid, because I can't see how anybody would just like look at this and go, yes, I got here on my skin color. It's like no, nobody cares about that.
Okay, you were also talking about an industry that is so insulated, and that they are surrounded by yes men. That's all they're surrounded
it's
by.
2024. I mean, yes, women.
Fine. Yes, thems.
Yes, people.
Whatever. So, but I mean, I just saw something the other day. Kate Blanchett, who's worth $95 million.
Oh my god.
And she says she is middle class.
Yeah.
This is how disconnected they are.
Well, maybe money is worth so little it might be true.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, okay. I mean,
maybe she's bought groceries between now and then, right?
But here's the sad part of all this, or the thing that's the biggest problem is, if they were to make a disabled, trans, black, lesbian character,
Okay.
but they wrote it well, put it in a context where the characters, those traits didn't necessarily define why
Captain
you're
Jack
watching the
Harkness.
show,
Captain Jack
but
Right.
they're part of what the character's makeup is, but it's not the whole reason
John
you're supposed to
Constantine.
watch the show. Exactly. And then it's well written, well produced, acted well, all those kinds of things. That's fine. But you can't
Right.
make that character work over and over and over again, because that's a very unique set of characteristics that if you go out into the mass of the public, there's not millions of those kinds of people running around. You know what I mean? Just
And-
like the big
and like
heroes
Matt's-
in a lot of these, there's not millions of people running around that are doing that big hero stuff. They're just regular, everyday people.
So, and
Yep.
like Matt said, Captain Jack Harkness, he's a great character who happens to be, let's call it, he's
Bisexual.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You have John Constantine, great character who
Constantine.
just happens to be bisexual. Okay, it doesn't define them. And I was talking to someone who's very much lefty, and they said, "Oh, so it's a gay character?" And I said, "No, it's a character who happens to be gay."
Be gay.
Yeah,
When-
but for
when
them,
John
that's the front.
Byrne-
That's the front. That's
Right.
not the back part. That's
Right,
not
right,
just
right.
part of their thing.
And that
That's
was
who
like-
they are.
And that was like Blade. Nobody questioned, well, why is he a black vampire? They were just, he's the daywalker. This is the character. This is who he is. Because
Right.
it was presented that way. It wasn't, they didn't make it about him being male or black or whatever. They just said, look, he's a vampire
Right.
hunter and he's a daywalker. And these are all the characters that go ancillary around him. And it was a great movie. I never once
Right.
questioned it or anything. I
Yeah.
thought it was badass. And
Going back to what Roman was talking about a little earlier with Todd McFarland, Al Simmons is black because he happens to be black. Todd was not looking to check off boxes.
Yep. He's
But
my
that's-
favorite comic
that
book
is-
character.
Even back
Easily.
in the 80s, this is
Everyone loves Spawn.
this
Yeah.
is comic book inside stuff. So not only might know this, but when John Byrne invented North Star, the gay character from the beginning, none of us cared. And we were like, oh, this is a cool character. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, we liked Alpha Flight, cool character, no big deal. And he's gay. You know what? Who cares? You know what? And it just boggles. Well, it doesn't boggle the mind. It makes me infuriates. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean it's
Well,
just society
well,
as
it
a whole.
also-
We have too many people who are identifying like their entire being is
Well,
this
it
one
also-
thing, and I make
Surface level.
I make jokes that like beer delivery whatever, but this is not my entire being right here, just going from my face. I'm sorry, Joker. I don't want to.
You are actually the
But, I mean,
entire
so-
being.
So these people who are creating characters or undoing characters that were previously created around a certain identity, that's their entire life is based around that. So they can't,
Right.
I guess, this goes to what you were saying, Joker,
And-
about like some of Hollywoods. They can't comprehend actually having a life, going out there, mowing a yard, going
Right.
grocery shopping and things like that.
and actually how something has come completely full circle. We remember when films in the 80s and early 90s, when you had a gay character, there was a stereotype, and they were like they were very overly sexual, and the gay community rightfully said that's not how we are. We also are just
Makes
normal
sense.
people.
Next month,
but
we're going to see all of that.
right, but
True.
so
In a couple hours.
late 90s, 2000s, 2000s, you had you did have gay characters, but they weren't the stereotype. Now it's gone completely back to the other way, where that's all they want is they want their sexuality put right up front.
Yeah, flamboyant and ridiculous, and literally their butt in your face. That's what next.
I have a counterpoint though.
We'll enjoy that.
But that those things that you guys were just talking about, they should take out, can be done in moderation. Like I really enjoyed the story of Blue Marvel, and that was his whole story was all about his skin color and the things that happened to him because of it. And those things can be done and can be done well. You just got to be
right.
You know, you got to stay within the character's experience and keep yourself out of it, like Jackson and Lord of the Rings.
Hey guys, check the Empire chat on Twitter real quick.
Oh sweet Jesus, what has happened? Oh God,
it's never boring.
I still got that big Kathleen Kennedy picture up. That's fucking scaring the shit out of me right now.
Oh God.
No. Yeah, you can't put that on the screen.
No, I know you can't, but
oh no.
You will be.
Bravo.
You will be.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna zip through a couple topics real fast, and then we're gonna get to our final topic. So Angel Studios is going to be doing a Tolkien and Lewis movie. So J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were friends.
Yes.
There's some amazing correspondence between these two men. So I think Angel Studios is doing it. So I think this is probably going to be a very good and interesting film, which will not make any money at all, but I think it'll probably still be very entertaining. So that's going to be coming out. I was kind of surprised to see that.
By the way, if you read Tolkien's authorized biography, Christopher Humphrey, who was the same guy who put the layers of Tolkien together, it's really good. If you want to know how the actual legendarium was constructed, Tolkien's experience with the war, why he was so devoutly Catholic. It's an excellent biography.
Yeah, I've read that biography many times. One of the better ones. Yeah. But also, without C.S. Lewis, we would not have the Lord of the Rings because Tolkien was so busy doing revisions and writing it, and was very shy. And Lewis was like, "Bruh, publish it, get it out there, stop being a pussy."
Yeah, not just that. What's the publisher's name? Unser. His son, who was like 10 or whatever, read The Hobbit and said, "Dad, you got to publish this."
But it was kind of funny because
for Lewis and his and Tolkien's son, we would not have what we have.
Right.
No, and both the men were very Catholic, and both of them. But Tolkien, while it is in his work, it's a lot more in the background. Where C.S. Lewis, hey, it's right up front, and they they had discussions about that.
Technically, Lewis was not Catholic. He was not Catholic.
Was he Anglican?
He was Anglican.
It's the same fucking thing.
No, it's not.
No, that's the Henry VIII religion.
No, we've absorbed them now. It's all the same thing. You will become one with the Borg. So jumping around more, here's one that is terrible. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I want to get to our last topic before we run out of time to do it. Doctor Who ratings are actually fucking abysmal, even compared to Jodie Whittaker's run, which was abysmal. This is it's sinking. It's like three guys in a garage watching this now. No one is watching Doctor Who.
I've never thought that I would actually enjoy seeing something I used to love completely.
This is the creation of an AI.
But this is fun.
We lost Dempsey.
What happened to Dempsey?
This is the creation of an AI. The actual Doctor Who was completely destroyed when it attempted to film Peter Capaldi's Regeneration, and a volcano erupted and Britain sunk into the sea. So this is all AI. There's nothing. No.
I can accept that easier than I can accept this run of Doctor Who, which I'm going to admit I haven't watched. You know why? Because I did watch the holiday special or the anniversary special, which was fucking abysmal. David Tennant couldn't save it. I didn't want to watch it after that because I already hated Dr. Nutty, as Bolstreck calls him. And apparently no one else likes him either. So I'm sorry. Fuck off, Doctor Who. You suck now, and no one wants to watch it. Too bad. It is what it is. This one's kind of funny. This is very brief. What's that?
It is kind of fun to watch the numbers, though.
Oh, they're like sinking like a fucking boat. It's bad. This is not good news. Jerry Bruckheimer says 2 new Pirates of the Caribbean movies likely. So these are pirate movies without Jack Sparrow. You know what that tells me? They're not going to make any money, and they're all going to be sexist.
Nope.
Okay, no. Okay.
One of them's
okay,
a
so
replay.
I got this from I talked about this on my Monday video that even though these are a reboot, they're a reboot of the series, and Disney wants Margot Robbie. Jerry Bruckheimer's really hoping that Johnny Depp will come back and still reprise his role as Jack Sparrow.
I thought he said he had no interest anyway.
Okay, there have been reports. I can only say this is a rumor that Johnny Depp has told people, even if you threatened to murder him and give him $1 billion, he would not come back.
Right.
Why should he? After how he was treated.
Exactly. That's how he was treated.
Right.
I mean, he's not exactly a great person himself, but he got done real dirty in that whole thing.
Yeah, he did.
Well, no, he's a celebrity with a celebrity life.
He's an addict. He has a problem.
He's not
I mean,
like an evil monster.
whatever.
Everyone in Hollywood is an addict. I have no problems with that. We get through this show every week, for fuck's sake. So, Green Lantern project is moving forward. My problem is the Green Lantern writers.
Great casting, though. Great casting.
Nathan Fillion is good. I'm excited he's going to be Guy Gardner, which is a character I actually never expected to see. So here's where things are going to get sketchy, though. We have Tom King.
Well, that's a red
flag. It's dead.
Yeah.
Forget it. It's dead.
Damon, what's his fuck here?
Lindelof. Yeah, I don't know about this.
This is the name. This is the name that is the killer for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
HBO's Watchmen series.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is your guy.
And Lost.
And Lost.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
And
World War Z.
And
Prometheus.
Apparently wrote the Raid film too.
Yeah. I don't know.
What?
I don't know, man.
So based on just
Squeaka, that's very true. Squeaka, very true.
What I do? What happened? What did you say? Oh, I'm sorry. Is an Olive Garden? No. Literally, no word in that statement is correct.
Come on, man. We found you passed out in the chair.
That's correct.
We started shaking you, and we're like, "Come on, dude, wake up!" And you're like, "When you hear your family."
Well, we don't
and
behind
here's the
a pile of
Olive Garden
dishes, you know.
Fucking animals. This is the last quick story before we get into the big story.
Parmesan cheese grater on him, like Narcan. Wake up.
Why?
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 I know exactly. So they're making a Vision series. They're bringing back their poor Paul Bettany's getting brought back. Terry Matalas is the one who gave you Picard season 3, which I enjoyed. I don't know if everyone did, but I liked it. I know it was all jingleberries and everything, but I still liked it. I don't see a purpose to this at all, though. This is if you saw WandaVision, you saw that they had the robot that they put back together, which had no soul. But her magic made up version of Vision gave him all of the memories, which I don't know how that happened since he didn't exist. And so now they're going to have a whole series about him. I think it's stupid.
Only thing I enjoyed is that they had, I did like that they had Vision's like white suit. Like I enjoyed that in the comics too, but yeah, I don't care. You can.
No, I mean, and the guy has like a decent resume coming into this. Where are we? 12 Monkeys. And a bunch of other 12 Monkeys and MacGyver, just other, and Star Trek, of course. But I just don't care. Joker, what do you got?
Okay, so here, so this is the thing. So announcing Terry is just to say, oh, wait, the Picard season 3, that was good. This is going to be good.
This is going to be good.
This is still fucking Disney. They do not No, Pops. They do not get the benefit of the doubt anymore.
Honey,
They
hang
don't
on, everyone.
have it.
Mrs. of the Empire is out in the studio right now. Honey, can you say something for people so that they can hear that you don't sound like Marge Simpson? Honey?
Which is a giant
I think you're making her.
She's not going to say anything. She's just not going to say anything.
So
now she's standing next to me, looking very angry.
I completely agree with you, Joker. It's Disney. I like Paul Bettany. I've loved Vision as a character, but I don't want this. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't care about it.
I have zero interest in Disney, Marvel, and Disney Star Wars.
Yeah,
agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
Don't care.
All right. So now
Bridges
we're
burned.
moving into the last meaty subject of the evening, and this is going to be our wrap-up topic. This one's going to be a little hot, though, I suspect. And I saw this week, and I was like, oh, no. Because I'm reading Fellowship of the Rings right now, and I just got past this bit not long ago. It is the abomination that will be Tom Bombadil.
Bombadil.
Okay. Roman, put the picture of him right there, right? Freeze it. Okay. Now I'm going to read what he's supposed to look like to you.
Thank
but
you.
Before I do that, I want to say the people doing this show are supposed to be better than us. They're supposed to be inclusive and awesome and blue-haired and wonderful people who care about.
They're going to fix the story. They're going to tell the story Tolkien couldn't
I want you
tell.
to listen what Tom Bombadil is supposed to look like, right? And then I'm going to say something. So his face was creased and red as an ripe apple with blue and bright eyes. His hands were brown-skinned, and it turned him into a white guy.
Wow.
They turned a red and brown skinned person into a white guy. The woke, better than us, super genius. Doctor, we had to make black elves because Tolkien was an evil racist who didn't want any Scandinavian black elves. You know, I hope, you know what? I'm going to say it. I hope every motherfucker on this show dies in a car crash and get eaten by homeless people in California. They deserve it.
In Minecraft.
They deserve every
In Minecraft. Yeah, in Minecraft.
In
Minecraft.
Look, if Tolkien really wanted his character portrayed on screen properly, he would have seen into the future and then described Tom Bombadil as a red-headed woman. Then they would have done it right.
Mm-hmm. You know, yeah.
That's even worse.
Beard, a red-headed trans amputee.
Well, it goes without saying.
You know, yes.
What makes it even worse? Tom Bombadil's clothes are supposed to be brightly colored.
Yes,
he's not
drab and dreary like he's going to a fucking funeral.
This
is Tom Bombadil. This is the way you think of him in the comics.
Okay, I know we're nerding out here,
like this.
but on the map of the Second Age, even the Third Age or whatever. So what happened in the Second Age? The world is still flat, but eventually Eru punishes the world and makes it round, an orb, right? But so it curves Europe and Asia. But where they're going now is called Rune, and it would be in the modern world where kind of like where Russia and Western Europe are. Okay, most of it would be, right? So Tolkien had nothing set there. Yet for some reason, Standoff and the Notbits are going there to visit Tom Bombadil, who has a second house that Tolkien never put anywhere. Tom Bombadil has his territory he lives in, does not have a second house in the middle of godforsaken nowhere.
Yeah, and he's actually pretty protective about his territory.
Well, the other thing to take into account, Tom Bombadil is not like, as far as the main trilogy, he's not really mentioned in any other writings besides the Adventures of Tom Bombadil and the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. And the other thing is he's such a unique, weird character because he's so overpowered. It doesn't make sense to put him anywhere in like any of this because literally he could snap his fingers and the world would just like cease to exist. Like people speculate that he's Iluvatar, which is the main creator of the universe within the story. We don't know for sure. I have my theories, but basically he's so OP, it makes no sense for him to even be anywhere in the story.
My theory is he's the music of Iluvatar.
Well, there's a lot of different theories about it. He's clearly tied to nature. Like in Norse and Germanic mythology, people forget about. They hear about the giants and the men and the elves and all that. There's another category of sapient beings called the nature spirits, right? And we know they exist in Tolkien. Like, for example, if you remember the Balrog part with the formless creatures down below, for example.
Yeah.
Like the nature spirits do exist, right? And he was described as the first sapient being in the universe who came in before even Melkor snuck into the universe, right?
Yes.
So he is. But Tolkien also said, while I put clues as to his identity in the writing, I'm never going to reveal it because he's supposed to remain a mystery, right? But we do know stuff about him. We know that he's curious, but he has no desires for earthly things, right? And he doesn't leave his lands like ever. Yet for some strange reason, and I have a quote to read from George R. R. Martin of all people, right? That sums up the morons on this show. For some strange reason, he goes to investigate what's going on in Rune, which nothing happened in the Lord of the Rings in Rune ever that Tolkien wrote. Okay, ever.
No.
You know, nothing happened there.
Hold the one ring. He like in the Council of Elrond, like he can hold the one ring, and he's just like, oh,
that's what I was gonna say. That negates the premise of the whole show, where you know the rings of power. Let's put in a character who it doesn't affect them in the slightest. Hey, what's Tom Bombadil's girlfriend's name?
Goldberry.
I would like to see maybe that's the one cutaway scene. Who's like, we're going to my townhouse in Rune. You know, we like to vacation there.
What are they going to say? Well, his house in Rune doesn't have Goldberry to do his laundry. Is that what they're going to say?
I mean, I don't know.
Or Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, Tom Bombadil.
Oh my God!
No one to do his laundry.
Like, all of the characters that Tolkien wrote and had in his legendarium, this is the last person they should have put in anything.
No, I agree.
Remotely related to this, because it doesn't make any sense for him to be anywhere near any of this.
No, it just shows you what hacks
even
they are. They're like Tom Bombadil. That's a thing.
Let's say they were good writers, right? And they would. But the second age, well, I mean, I'm playing Melkor.
Exactly, hypothetically.
So where Tom Bombadil's land is in the second age, literally is right on the road from where Gil-galad lives in Lindon to Ostinetto, where Celebrimbor lives. So they could have visited him there and got him in without. Let's go visit Tom and see what Tom thinks of what's going on, and then travel down the road. That would be a natural way to get Tom involved, right? No, not Tom is playing like Mulder and going investigating Rune. Well, we still don't know why Standoff and the Notbits are going to Rune and not to where the elves are or Mordor is. They're going in the middle of nowhere for no logical reason.
No.
But I got a quote from George R. R. Martin. He did this in his Not a Blog, and it summarizes everything going on that we're talking about. Even though he's a lefty, he says this, okay? So now to preface this,
okay, he was a lefty in the 1930s. Okay,
no, he still is. But anyway, there was an article in Variety back in 2022 where Neil Gaiman, the quotes from this year, but I'm saying this is a reference to an article in 2022 where Gaiman and Martin were interviewing Neil Gaiman, and they were talking about Hollywood changing the source material, right? So then George goes, that was all back in 2022, but very little has changed since then. If anything, things have gotten worse. Everywhere you look, there are more screenwriters and producers eager to take great stories and this is in quotation marks, make them their own, end quotes. It doesn't seem to matter whether their source material was written by Stan Lee, Charles Dickens, Ian Fleming, Ronald Dahl, Ursula K. Le Guin, J.R. Tolkien, Mark Twain, Raymond Chandler, Jane Austen, or anyone. No matter how major a writer is, no matter how great the book, there always seems to be someone on hand who thinks he can do better, eager to take the story and, in quotes, improve it. The book is the book. The film is the film, they'll tell you, as if they're saying something profound. Then they make the story their own. They never make it better, though. 999 times 1,000, they make it worse. Okay? And he goes on because he was talking about Shogun, which is a really good adaptation. So he wound up having praise for Shogun. But that quote summarizes. So we don't have to go to the woke stuff. How badly these morons write this stuff, and because they think they know better. Did we talk at all about the Avatar adaptation on the show?
I think we've mentioned it a little bit.
Those morons deep into it. Thought that there was so much better writers than the people who did that show that they changed key story elements, and they wonder why everyone's upset when their story elements were stupid the way they changed them.
Don't line up.
Yeah.
I also think, and this is me, and I don't want you guys to throw fruit at me. Tom Bombadil is a very difficult character to adapt to live action.
Absolutely. There's a reason.
in a
Woof.
short form.
It makes no sense.
In a short
No,
form.
he will come across as either completely wrong
or insane,
wildly goofy. Yeah, it just because he doesn't really speak. He sings pretty much everything he says.
Well, I mean, even in a key part in Lord of the Rings, they instead of where a part where you could have added Tom Bombadil, Peter Jackson had cast him, and then he's like, it's not going to work. So he has Treebeard rescue them.
Yes, and I think that actually worked better.
Yes,
I know, but I think it worked better for a live picture.
Yeah.
I just don't think Tom comes across. It's just, man, I don't even know how you do it where it doesn't look ridiculous. That's like the scene in The Hobbits where they're doing the dishes and they're singing the song, about Bilbo Bag,
well, there was a lot of singing.
Smash the plates and burn the corks.
Right.
That came across as goofy in the film. In the book, it's fun. In the movie, it comes across as ridiculous.
The old cartoon was pretty cool too. Just saying.
Tom Bombadil is one of those beings in the Tolkien universe that almost exists outside of the universe. Like when you look at his power levels, like the simple fact, like in the council, like they don't show it in the movie, obviously, because they took Tom Bombadil out, but he's sitting there and they're looking at the ring. All of them are terrified. They're like, oh my gosh, it's the one ring. It's the ring of power. Who's going to be able to carry this? And they're like, oh, Tom Bombadil's here. And he just picks it up, looks at it and goes, that's interesting. And puts it back down. Like
if God had a nephew,
who was maybe a little retarded.
He's God's retarded nephew.
He's got the downs. So that's I think we'll wrap up on that. Like I said, that was going to be the big one for the week because that's just some weird heavy news. So exiting this week, we are going into some dark territory for you folks. We are going to watch.
We need Steven Seagal.
The Acolyte for the next probably 7 weeks is going to be our focus. So I'm going to torture these poor people, and I'm going to talk to Dempsey afterwards to see if I can torture him too. But he may not want to do it. I don't blame him. None of us want to do it, folks. Remember,
want to do it.
We watch so you don't have to. That's one of the things we do here at the Empire Studios. We absorb the evil. We're like salt eaters or sin eaters. We take it in so that you may live your lives. But that's what we have coming up next Thursday at 5. The 2-hour fuck my life 2-episode premiere of The Acolyte, and then from there forward.
So Roman, your and Disney's gift for my birthday is to make me watch The Acolyte. Thanks.
Sorry.
Yep. Happy birthday, dude.
So all of us who have the scissors, just
you can shove it into your throat.
Yeah.
So on that positive note, we'll
I will make sure to finally mail Roman's gift.
So I can shove them.
He will have them by Thursday next week.
Roman, scissor with us.
Do it. No, you want to.
Scissor.
I shall not.
Everybody's doing it, man. It'll make you feel good.
You shall not snip.
Well, we're gonna go around the horn. Let's see what people have coming up before we exit for the week.
Yeah,
Shieldwall, my good friend, it was nice to have you back. What do you have coming up, my friend?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It was great to be back. I always like these free ranges because the conversations kind of go everywhere. It's pretty great. On next Tuesday, I'll be on Jacob Ironside show. We're going to be doing X-Files. I can't remember what 2 episodes we're going to be going over, but they're going to be good. Episodes 4 and 9 from season 1.
Perfect.
I thought it was 4 and 6.
I
lost my brain.
4 and 9.
I've lost my mind. It's fine.
Unless
it's fine.
Unless that 6 is upside down. But
okay, that's fine. It flipped over in my brain.
Yeah.
Continue.
Anyway, so I'll be on that show, and also I will be on this show when we're discussing the awesomeness that is The Acolyte.
maybe we're all going to be wrong, and maybe it's going to be the best Star Wars we have seen since Return of the Jedi.
I'm always
Hey, you
hopeful.
know what?
I'm always hopeful that somehow
It's
they
not
pull it off.
likely, but it is possible. It's not a zero
Right.
chance.
I could
Don't-
grow an arm out of my
You're
stomach.
saying there's a chance.
Yeah, chance. Hey guys, I hate to cut the line, but I gotta go.
Oh, shit. All
Take
right.
care,
All right,
Sammy.
bud.
It's good seeing
Yep.
you again, man.
Yep.
See you, Sammy.
As
See you
far
next
as what
week,
I'm
Sammy.
doing, just turn around. I'll probably be there. So
No, he'll
Right.
be here in like 15 minutes on somebody else's show. So Ego's out there right now. So I want to say, so Ego, sorry about talking about the Dark Side action figure online. If Shiro's watching, just mute that part for while you're watching it with it. So Joker, what else do you have going on this week, bud?
Well, tomorrow I will be dropping a video again dealing with the world of professional wrestling. There's a young lady. Well, she's probably one of the most popular wrestlers in the world right now. And the big question is, will she or won't she? So I'll be giving my views on that. I might be with the weekly Rogues Gallery hosted by Ironside. Monday I will be doing with Legion Talk season 1 episode 10 House of the Dragon right before season 2 starts. Looking forward to that. Wednesday night is overbooked, is when myself, Ryan Legion, Left Eye Ego, and Duke Devil 95, we talk about the current state of the WWE, and then I'll be back here again to slowly give myself more cancer than I already do, and be prepared.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
Join us, Roman. Join us.
I shall not.
So yeah, so
Go with the
Roman,
scissors.
I am so glad you're back. This is one of the highlights of my week. I love you all. Chat, you guys are great.
Well, thank you, Joker. I have missed you guys. Like I said, it was I had to take the 2 weeks because there was just no way to make it work. I missed you specifically. Yes, Joker. Yes.
Thank you.
He's like the middle child. Matt, what do you have coming up, buddy?
Okay, so Roman show next week, of course, on my birthday week. For my birthday, I'll be enriching a stroke for all of you by watching The Acolyte. What else? I just filmed. In fact, you want to hear a more extended version of my rant about Tom Bombadil this weekend on the Questioners. We just right before this, we just recorded talking about the Tom Bombadil thing on the Questioners. That's a spill off of White Cloaks, if you know what I'm talking about there. What else? I posted my videos for the 1953 Horatio Hornblower movie. If you want to see the unedited version,
Gregory Peck, man, Gregory Peck.
Yep. The unedited version without the big red blob is on Rumble. YouTube wanted me to cut half the video out, right? So I gave him a nice version, a full version with a big red blob in the middle that says "Go to Rumble to watch the." What else? I also posted a book review for Season of Blood, which is about the 1990s Rwandan genocide. It's a good book for getting an idea what's going on. If you want to know what happened.
Not a feel-good book.
Well, it's a good informative book, and well, whatever. I have my thoughts on that. What else is going on? In a couple of weeks, I have something with Jacob Elliott. No, not Elliott. True Grit, the original True Grit, and you will get Jacob and I. It's like we don't care about the remake of True Grit review of the original True Grit. There's that. My show tomorrow, Friday, Pandemonium. Jacob's been guesting for me on that. Anyone else wants to become a guest, let me know. It's usually 3:00 Eastern time. I run for an hour and a half, just afternoon drive. My next review will be Greyhound. It's a Tom Hanks World War II film from 2022.
I have not seen that one.
That's a good movie.
Yep.
Good movie.
It was surprisingly good. Yeah.
And Matt will be a guest for the. We'll be having a guest spot on Wednesday night is overbooked as well.
Yep. So someone who can actually answer most of the trivia questions Joker comes up with. Some of those answers, Joker, man. I'm like, how did they come up with that? Like and Mabel, remember Mabel? The female wrestler Mabel.
I don't.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, what else? Wednesday is overbooked next week. That's my actual birthday, by the way, that day. And there's something. Oh, and I said Horatio Hornblower. So I'll be reviewing the Horatio Hornblower TV show from the 90s. The first episode will be out in a few days. I've been backed up because of a leg injury. That's kind of why. And I'm reviewing the Shark TV series up to season 4. And I found a treasure. I remember this show from when I was a kid, but kind of it's been a long time. It's in the 1970s. It's called The Fantastic Journey. It only ran 10 episodes. And I grabbed it and I was rewatching it. And the first episode was surprisingly good. It's a sci-fi horror type TV show involving some time travel.
I don't remember that one.
Well, it's where you can watch it if you want to check it out, Roman.
Okay. It's on Mad Vision. Okay.
Yeah. And I watched. I was so surprisingly good to watch. I'm going to be reviewing that too. And then so nice. I think From season 3 drops soon. I'm not sure about that, so I'll be reviewing that as well. That's kind of. Sounds like I have a lot going on, which
it's a lot. All right. Beard of Liberty. What do you got coming up, buddy?
Just gotta do a quick brush here for Joker.
Yes.
Let's see. Sunday afternoon.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there were some noises there.
There you go.
How you doing? Sunday afternoon, I'm going to be over on YouTube with Stark of Iron.
Nice.
He and Snail Messiah. We've been doing some Fallout stuff on Sunday afternoon, so we're enjoyers of that kind of universe. So this next Sunday, we're going to be going into the fauna, the Death Claws and Cazadors and things like that, going through all the weird creations that in the Fallout universe. Monday night, of course, about After the Weekend. I don't remember exactly which movie we're doing this week, but I know this month is like summer vacation themed movies, and R2 has picked out some good ones for us. Looking forward to that. Everything else kind of going on from there. I guess I'll be back here to suffer with you guys for Acolyte, obviously. Anything else, people can follow me on X at Beard of Liberty, because I don't pop up quite as often everywhere as like Sammy does, but I'm pretty close.
That's
so
because that'd be impossible. Right away.
Yeah. So if I'm going to show up somewhere, I'll put it out there, and folks can show up. And occasionally people can find me joining the Salty Nerd crew for their Helldivers live streams. I've been joining them occasionally, so you never know where I'm going to pop up.
Sweet. Well, it was good to see you again, Beard. Again, I have missed you all. Although I have been squatting on your property, you haven't spotted me yet, and I'm a little disappointed by that. Mando, what do you have coming up?
Just because I didn't shoot didn't mean I didn't spot you.
True.
Oh my.
True.
Right now for the next couple of weeks, just sporadic. I will be on Jacob's show, and then hopefully I'm gonna be here next Thursday. I'm probably gonna be, if I'm going to Dallas, it's still kind of an if I'm going to Dallas, I will be probably in the car, like still here, but just driving or something. But I will for sure be here, because I'll need something to keep me awake on the road, talking about the Acolyte, like screaming into my mic. But just keep a lookout on my Instagram and Twitter and Discord and all of that, because traveling for the next couple of weeks.
Busy Mando. I understand. It's a rough. Traveling is not fun. I hate traveling myself. Dempsey, what do you have coming up, my friend? Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you very much
for having me. This was a ton of fun, actually. I mean, I love talking about stuff like this. So, I appreciate being on. But I'll be going on to Brian Roger Athay's channel. There's a show called
Love that guy so much.
Music. Oh yeah, Ryan's a great time. He really is. And he's doing good stuff, man. He's out there spreading the word about creators and letting.
I know. I got to work out a timing thing with him. That's like my problem with everyone is fucking timing. It's like,
I want to do the music show.
I'd
I'm
like
on
to come
that.
on to the music show. I just got to figure again. My life is not easy.
Dempsey, stop it.
Hey, come on now. But no. See, I'm all over the darn place, and I'll be on Jacob's channel in July.
I'm all over
talking
the place
about
now.
aliens
Jesus.
and
nice.
aliens as well. So yeah, I'll be on for both.
I'm gonna have to hit Jacob up for that.
Yeah, oh, that's gonna be so much fun. I love going to his channel, man. That's a great time too.
Jacob's in-depth analysis of these great movies is something to behold.
Agreed.
So again, thank you for hanging out with us again tonight. I do appreciate it. And for the panel, please don't panic and don't leave immediately as soon as we get off. I want to talk to you guys for a second. But so yeah, again, next Thursday we start our voyage into the dark side with the Acolyte at 5 Pacific Standard with episodes 1 and 2. Yay! We'll see what happens. So right now, Jay at Diabolical Souls has a show on live, and my good friend Stephen Walton over at Dragonstorm, Narcissist Slayer, has a live show going on as well. So stop by and see those guys. They both have good shows. And so, golly, this was a lot tonight. There was a lot of stuff going on. This was another spirited discussion. I enjoy that. We don't always agree about stuff, but that's kind of the point in the nerd sphere. We don't agree, but it's like, but we don't call each other the names or the ists or the whatever. We just disagree. We all have different
Sometimes you get a little Sicilian, you know.
Right.
Or a lot Sicilian, depending. Or a lot Sicilian, depending.
Mando definitely got a lot Sicilian with Tom Bombadil. So
she was gonna go all freaking sidearm on a side staff on them. It was gonna be bad. So until next week, thank you all in the chat and thank you to this panel.